I've got a parrot. I have to keep the lid on it though, because if I don't keep this cloth over it, it doesn't show squawking. The hef is out of the fermentation fridge. That is all the blow off it did, because there was quite a lot of headspace in here. So I'm really pleased I put it in that jar. But what's in here now, what it's made room for, is of course the Norseman Pale Ale over at Idle Valley Brewery on Thursday, with no other than Tony friggin' Yates, Christopher Frog and Harry. And this is absolutely bubbling away like there's no tomorrow. This is the next day. Fantastic. Oh my goodness. Join me again, fellas. Oh, I need that. Of course, I've opened it with this. This was a gift from Tony. Thank you very much, sir. And it's going to be hung up in here, ready to use at the drop of a hat. But it came in this little box here. It came in this little box. I really got my hopes up when he said, "I've got you something." He got this box out. I was like, God damn it, it's got me a wristwatch. And I went, no, just a bottle opener. You son of a bitch. Thank you very much, Tony. Yeah, if you've got your head in the bucket of sand, or you've been living in a friggin' cave and you've just sort of trogged yourself out, you brewed with Tony Yates. I mean, just saying them words. I didn't even think I'd ever meet the man, let alone brew along with him. That happened on Thursday. Not only Tony managed to have a brew day with Chris Frog, which was something way overdue. An absolute pleasure to brew along with them three fellas, Harry, Chris and Tony. We had an absolute blast, as I'm sure it comes across in the video that I posted. That video took me all of Friday to do, which I wasn't complaining. I sort of stumbled out of bed, a little bit hungover because we were knocking down some big beers. Tony doesn't do things by halves, I found. The beers, I think the lowest ABV beer that he bought, that we were sampling when we got back to Harry's after the brew day, I think the lowest ABV beer was around 8%. And then they just kept climbing up to like 13%. I think was that County Bourbon, was it? Like 13.8 or something like that. Jesus Christ, man. All good beers. Oh, as well as the two bottles of homebrew that he brought that we opened up, and they weren't little bottles, you know, they were like the friggin' 700ml bottles, one of them. We had his dark Doppelbock, which was absolutely fantastic, and his barley wine, which again was like fantastic. It makes you want to, when you taste things like that, when you taste homebrew like that, it makes you want to knuckle down, try a little bit harder in here to get to that stage. Which brings me around to this, which was, I took a sample of water down with me because Tony said I brought me water kit, so he said bring a sample and I'll test it for you. So it's all fantastic sort of information, and here it is written on this little post-it stamp. I know what you're thinking. Looks like a spider's fallen in an inkwell, got pissed and then scrolled across it. This water test has tested for everything, so it's given me a total alkalinity of my water. It's given me a calcium readout for my water, magnesium, chloride, sulfate, total alkalinity, residual alkalinity, which is important, and sodium. So when he wrote all these down, when he sort of did all the calculations and got them all wrote down, he said to me that it wasn't a million miles away from his water, which was interesting, he said, but he said you'd probably find that because of the, let me get this right, I'm probably doing this wrong, because of the residual alkalinity in the water, you've probably seen better results on like amber ales, etc. And when he said that, I was like, well, I think I have. And he said if you're doing like an IPA or a pale, something like that, the treatment that you add will just make them pop. So instead of everything being sort of muddled, a little bit muddy and mixed together, adding the water treatments that we can now add because we know what we need to add will make everything sort of pop and stand out. Fantastic to get that information off him. Pail that we brought back, it's fermenting fantastically well. It's just bluffing away. The next day when I came downstairs, because I left it out on the kitchen side because I got back late, and I was just like, just drop a towel over it and sort it out in the morning. So when I got up, it was blop 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 in the kitchen. I was like, that's a good start. Heffy out, pail in the fridge, and it's still blipping away. So I'm going to treat this as we did with the coconut Charpier, where I'm going to do a playlist and sort of run it through from start to finish. I think it'll be nice because we've seen it being brewed at Ardor Valley Brewery, but it's nice to follow it through. So I've also got, that's going into there, when it's done fermenting, it's asking for a 60 gram dry hop of a tannum. But it was a good day. We've got some fermenting here so we can test it. In regards to the brew day though, the brew day video that I put out, if you haven't seen it, like I say, check it out. I couldn't get everything in, I couldn't get every bit of information in that video because it would have been like a 40-minute long video. So I decided to sort of strip it back, have more sort of audio free shots, if you like, to sort of pan a story together of the brew day. And it came out pretty close to what we experienced. But the thing that changed was the hop scheduling. So we had for the hop scheduling 980 grams of Warrior for 60 minutes. We had 700 grams of Cascade for 20 minutes and 700 grams of Centennial for 15 minutes. And we got them weighed out, and then Tony looked down and he was like, that doesn't look quite right. Although the recipe had been worked out, actually then seeing it weighed out didn't make sense. There was way more bitter in than what we thought we needed. So we sort of passed it off and we're like, well, we've weighed them out and that's what we've worked it out at. It's probably we're just worrying for nothing. And then like 10 minutes before the first hop addition went in, Tony raised it again. He was like, are we sure we want to put that much in? Because it does look a lot. So 10 minutes left before the first hop addition, we decided to change it. We were running around bits of paper and working stuff out. We ended up more than halving the bittering. So instead of 980, I believe, we put 400 grams in of Warrior, and then added an extra 700 grams to each of the Cascade and Centennial. So instead of having 700 grams a piece Centennial and Cascade, we were having 1400 grams a piece. So we really did ramp up the late hop additions for it, and I must say, having smelt it in the fermentation fridge, it's so fruity, it's so tropical, it's unbelievable. I just thought I'd lay that out there, just thought I'd say, because it sort of got lost in that video I put up. And also I completely messed up the putting in of the whirlpool. So I'll chuck that in now because it's a lot of hops. So I filled up the memory card on the other camera, so we're in the GoPro for the last leg. But it's time for the whirlpool editions, and there was 20-minute edition, a 15-minute edition. Are you lumping them in? Yeah, I didn't film it though because I was having my water tested. Tony was giving me an examination, and in we go with them, fellas. In we go. I'm going to pull this out when it's done that. I'm going to pull that first then, so it's not blowing. That needs looking at. I don't know, really need to see the seats dry. So it's not all up there. So yeah, they went in and whirlpooled it, and I guess that's it, fellas. Just a little short video just on the update of this pail. Let's show it you now. Let's show it you now before we go. there isn't much change visually, but she's still bubbling away nicely. So there she is. But like I say, I've got to get these out the fridge today, get them cleaned, get the lines cleaned, so that we can keg the Heffy, and when this is done we can get that kegged and we're not waiting around. I can't wait to taste it. A week on Tuesday, I'll just leave it at this, a week on Tuesday is the Great British Beer Festival, so we'll be travelling down London. So I think Jay's already been like, let me know what train you're on so I can give you a big bear hug. If anyone else is going, we'll have to all meet up. We'll have to have a meet up and have a good drink. Till the next video, I'm out of here, fellas. So as always, don't forget to thumbs this video because it's doing what I do. Don't forget to subscribe. So the red button down here that's subscribe. Click it, you won't help. Come to the next other video. We're looking forward to seeing you until next time. I'm out of here.